Friends, we've been discussing in these episodes the topic about how we can be able to deploy our purpose pro bono, and at the same time we see some benefits that are coming out of it. We've already explained what pro bono means. It means that you're doing your professional work that you're supposed to be paid for, premium payment, but you're giving this work or this service for free to someone who is probably in so much need for it. What are the benefits that you will get when you are pursuing or deploying your purpose pro bono? I want us to discuss that even as we continue in these episodes. So today we start getting deeper into this. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by africanbooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that africanbooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying, so you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, africanbooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. With Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe, before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to africanbooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. So as we've been talking about these things, when it comes to your purpose is what you've been called to do. It is the intention of the divine over your life. And purpose doesn't just end up being a spiritual thing. It is a professional thing at the end of the day, something that you get paid for. You create value, you transform, you contribute, and you get paid for it. Therefore, we're talking about how you can do it pro bono, or when you do it pro bono, what are some of the benefits that you get? What are some of the benefits that do accrue when you do this. But before we can even get deeper into some of those benefits, let me just explain one thing here. There's a difference between doing your work pro bono and just doing it in a lackadaisical way because you're not gonna get paid out of it, so you just fulfilling, just going through the motions, just fulfilling all righteousness, just to clock and say that I clocked, or I did it. But there is no finesse in it. There is no excellence in it. There's no blood, sweat, and tears in it. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the spirit of pro bono. Pro bono means that you're going to do it for free, yes, but you're going to exemplify the highest level of professionalism, the highest level of diligence and commitment, finesse and excellence, as you would when you know that you're going to be paid top dollar for it. Otherwise, you're not doing it pro bono. Otherwise, you're going through the motions. It is not an invitation to just fulfill all righteousness. The heart of pro bono services is not just to scrap by, just to check box. I ticked, I did it. On Friday 22nd, I did my work pro bono. No, it is not it. It is to pour your heart, to pour yourself, to serve. That's the word. It is to serve with as much enthusiasm as you generate, because you're making a contribution, you're making a difference in someone else's life. Remember, you need to identify two ways that your purpose is going to pay you. And one of the best ways your purpose pays you is someone said, it's called psychic income. I'm going to remember the name of that guy one day. Psychic income is the fulfillment that you receive when you do your work so much so that nobody can pay you enough for it. It is the joy, the thrill, the excitement that you get when you see transformation happening through you, through the deployment of your purpose, through the deployment of your efforts, through the exertion of your labor, the exertion and the channeling of your passion. When you see it transforming people, you see it making a contribution. Someone was on the verge of committing suicide and you have intervened through your purpose. You've intervened in their life and they have changed their trajectory 180, so much so that they are the ones who are now helping other people who are on the verge of committing suicide to live lives of productivity. Nobody can pay you enough for that achievement. That is now psychic income. And then, of course, there is monetary income. Woe to you if all you're doing in channeling your purpose and deploying your purpose is purely for the sake of profit. Profit is important. We've got to be compensated for our efforts. We've got to be compensated for our time. We've got to be compensated for the things that we do. But if only that is what we're doing our purpose for, we have lost the way, because at the end of the day, I tell you this, when the curtain is coming to a close, you will celebrate much more of your psychic income than you will celebrate of your monetary or currency income, so to speak. One should not just do this to be counted as having been done. Don't just do your pro bono to be counted as something that has been done. It is the opportunity to put your A game, to put your best foot forward, to pour out yourself, to serve, to break a sweat, to exemplify your best effort, your best commitment, your best service, even if it is for free. See, when you're doing your work pro bono, it's an opportunity for you to pour out your heart, to pour out your spirit, to pour out your soul, to pour out your mind, to pour out your strength, your love, and your passion, your skill, your talent, and your capacity in helping people who are in need. I tell ya, at the end of the day, When you finish doing that and there's nobody paying you for it, you go back home one of the most satisfied human beings on the face of the earth. In fact, if everything was constant, if we can just if we can just wing this out, and we go back to the Garden of Eden. Remember the Garden of Eden? The fruits were there. The food was there. I'm not so sure. The guy did not have a house, but he didn't worry about food, shelter, and clothing, but he had work. That's the ideal. As in, if somebody, not really somebody, if your efforts exemplified so much so that you have enough finances, you have enough, you don't worry about finances, what is left to live is to serve. What is left to live and to exist is not leisure only. It is to serve, and then leisure is on the days of rest, designated days of rest. But the rest of the time of our existence, it is dedicated to serve, dedicated to make this world a better place. That's the identity that we need to have within us. We have kind of put the cart before the horse. We think that we work in order to earn so that we can have leisure. No, we exist so that we can be able to serve and transform and make a contribution and earn this so-called psychic income and get fulfillment towards the labor, out of our efforts. That's why we exist. But we've changed it so much so that we've veered off. When we talk about pro bono services, people frown. And yet that's the reason as to why we exist in the very first place. It is an opportunity to do it in such a way that when you look back, when you go back home, you'll be seriously proud. You can easily pat yourself on the back. Smile breaks on your face and fulfillment, waves of fulfillment just sweep over you. Sweep over you, overcome you, because you've lived your existence. The reason for your existence has been served. Anyway, so tomorrow we start going deeper and discussing exactly some of these benefits that accrue to us when we serve pro bono, when we offer our purpose pro bono. I hope this makes sense to you. If it does, please like this page or subscribe to this channel. And also make sure that you share this to as many people out there as possible. If it makes a difference in your life, one way or another, it is a testament in your heart and in your spirit that it's also going to make a difference in someone else's life. And you are their connection. You are their bridge between me and them. You are the one. You are it. So do me a favor, share it with them in your groups, in your WhatsApp groups, in your social media channels, and in your all circles of influence. Share with them these messages, and let us continue blessing one another in this virtual incubator of purpose, productivity, and resilience. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.